Hello, students. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay, okay,
Sir.
okay, okay. Actually, today you have physiology class, but sir having some work. That's why I want to take that class. Okay. If you have any
Okay,
doubts,
sir.
please ask me regarding yesterday class. Regarding yesterday class, if you have any doubts, please ask me. Okay, no doubts, huh? I
No,
think you are
sir.
not reading. Am I right? I think you are not reading. That's why you don't have any doubts. If you are reading, you have some doubts. You are reading or not? CR Sushma is there. CR Sushma,
Sir,
you are in.
sir,
Sushma, na?
I'm there, sir.
Okay, okay,
Yes, sir, name sir.
okay, okay. Okay, you have any doubt?
No,
Doubts
sir.
ఉన్నాయమ్మా? చదివావా? స్టార్ట్ చేయలేదా?
లేదు, లేదు, sir.
Okay, once again I want to repeat the yesterday class just within 5 minutes. Okay. So yesterday we discussed about fatty acid oxidation. I explained briefly. Fatty acid oxidation is also called as beta oxidation of fatty acid. Understood? Fatty acid oxidation means beta oxidation of fatty acid. Why it is called as beta oxidation of fatty acid means the oxidation takes place at the beta position. That's why it is called as beta oxidation. The oxidation takes place at the beta carbon atom. That's why this is called as beta oxidation. In our body, so many types of oxidations are there: alpha oxidation, beta, gamma, delta, epsilon. Out of these, beta oxidation is most predominant process. It is experimentally proved by the Franz Knoop in 1904. Okay. Next, coming to the steps. This beta oxidation having three steps. One is fatty acid activation takes place in the cytosol. Second one is transport of active fatty acid from cytosol to mitochondria. Acid takes place in cytosol. Second one is transport of activated fatty acid from cytosol to the mitochondrial matrix. And third one is beta oxidation cycle takes place in the mitochondrial matrix. These are the three stages or three steps in the beta oxidation of fatty acid. Understood? Before going to explain these three steps, you have to write this one, because fatty acids are present in the form of triacylglycerols. There is no free fatty acids in our body. 90% of the fat molecule deposited in the form of triacylglycerol under the adipose tissue in our body. So that triacylglycerol undergo the hydrolysis reaction by the enzyme triacylglycerol lipase A or triacylglycerol lipase or lipase simply. So triacylglycerol undergo the hydrolysis by the enzyme lipase to form free fatty acid plus diacylglycerol. Again, diacylglycerol is break down into free fatty acid plus monoacylglycerol. Monoacylglycerol is break down into free fatty acid plus glycerol. In this way, triacylglycerol is break down into three free fatty acids plus glycerol. Now, each fatty acid enter into the beta oxidation cycle. Each fatty acid enter into the beta oxidation cycle. So, beta oxidation cycle starts with first step. Understood? Beta oxidation cycle starts with first step. What is the first step? Activation step. First one is activation step. Activation of the fatty acid. This is called fatty acid. It is indicated by RCOO minus. Fatty acid means RCOO minus. This fatty acid combined with the ATP adenosine triphosphate. Fatty acid combined with the ATP adenosine triphosphate is gives rise to an intermediary compound plus pyrophosphate. That intermediary compound is called as acyl adenylate mixed anhydride. Already I told you yesterday. So acyl anhydride mixed anhydride. Acyl anhydride mixed anhydride compound is formed in first step. In second step, that compound combined with the coenzyme A or SH-CoA to form acyl-CoA plus AMP. To form acyl-CoA plus AMP. What happened in this step? Fatty acid is activated into acyl-CoA. Fatty acid is activated into acyl-CoA. Acyl-CoA represented like this: RC double bond O S-CoA. RC double bond O S-CoA is called as acyl-CoA. R means R is a what is meant by R? R is a side chain. R is a side chain. R is a side chain. It is having number of carbon atoms. Acyl-CoA having number of carbon atoms, but acetyl-CoA having only 2 carbon atoms. Am I clear? You think both are same, but not both are same. Both are different. In acyl-CoA, R group having number of carbon atoms. In acetyl-CoA, okay, in acetyl-CoA, R group is the 2 carbon compounds. R group having 2 carbon compounds in acetyl-CoA. In acyl-CoA, R group having number of carbon atoms. This is the first step, that is activation step. Now, this activation step usually takes place in the cytosol region, but actual beta oxidation takes place in the mitochondrial matrix. That's why, understood? That's why this acetyl-CoA should transfer from cytosol to the mitochondrial matrix. From cytosol to the mitochondrial matrix. How it will be? By using a carnitine protein, acyl-CoA. If see this acyl-CoA having R chain having number of carbon atoms, I told you. So if the carbon number is less than 12, this acyl-CoA directly enter into the mitochondrial matrix without any help of the carrier protein. But if R chain having 12 carbon atoms or greater than 12 carbon atoms, understood? R chain having 12 carbon atoms or greater than 12 carbon atoms, that acetyl-CoA or that compound requires one transport vehicle. That transport vehicle is nothing but the carnitine protein. Understood? Carnitine protein is a transport vehicle. When it is required, when the R chain having 12 carbon atoms or greater than 12 carbon atoms, then only carnitine protein is required for the transfer of acetyl-CoA. It indicated that carnitine protein is a carrier protein. Understood? Carnitine protein is a carrier protein. Now coming to the transport step. Second step is transport step. See, in transport step, cytosol region, inner mitochondrial membrane and mitochondrial matrix. Cytosol region, inner mitochondrial membrane and mitochondrial matrix. So initially RC double bond O S-CoA, it is also called as acyl-CoA. This acyl-CoA, if acyl-CoA having greater than 12 carbon atoms, acyl-CoA having greater than 12 carbon atoms, it requires carnitine protein for its transport. So now carnitine protein combined with the acyl-CoA to form acyl carnitine plus coenzyme A. That means this acyl group is there, no RC double bond O acyl group. That acyl group is transferred from acyl-CoA to carnitine. So carnitine is converted into acyl carnitine plus coenzyme A. Now this acyl carnitine is transferred from cytosol region to the matrix region. Acyl carnitine is transferred from the cytosol region to the matrix region through inner mitochondrial membrane. Understood? There is a specific mechanism for its transfer. Transferase 1 enzyme is required. This is also called as carnitine palmitoyl transferase 1, or simply you can say transferase 1. Okay, transferase 1 is sufficient. Understood? So acyl carnitine is entered into the mitochondrial matrix through carnitine protein. Through carnitine protein. Now this carnitine protein in matrix, this acyl carnitine combined with the coenzyme A. Understood? Acyl carnitine combined with the coenzyme A to form acyl CoA plus carnitine protein. Understood? This acyl group is transferred from acyl CoA to coenzyme A. Then acyl CoA is formed plus carnitine protein. Again, carnitine protein is come back to the cytosol. In this way, each molecule of acyl CoA transported into the mitochondrial matrix through carnitine protein. Each cycle used to transfer of one acyl CoA. Each cycle used to transfer of acyl CoA. Understood? So, for first transfer, transferase 1 enzyme is required, and in mitochondrial matrix, carnitine acyl carnitine is combined with the coenzyme A to form acyl CoA. For this, transferase 2 enzyme is required. Understood? This is what yesterday I told you. This is the transport step. Okay. Next, coming to the beta oxidation of fatty acid. This is the takes place in the mitochondrial matrix. Understood? What is the location for the beta oxidation cycle? Mitochondrial matrix is the location for the beta oxidation cycle. So beta oxidation pathway of fatty acyl CoA. So this is fatty acyl CoA. Where it is? It is in the mitochondrial matrix. It is in the mitochondrial matrix. Fatty acyl CoA or acyl CoA. Fatty acyl CoA, acyl CoA, both are same. Here acyl CoA is there, no? You can name it as acyl CoA or fatty acyl CoA. Here R group is there, no? R group means it is a long chain. It may be, usually it is greater than 12 carbon atoms. It may be 14, it may be 16, it may be 18, it may be 20 carbon atoms. Based on the compound, carbon atoms are depends. So now this acyl CoA or fatty acyl CoA is subjected to the beta oxidation cycle. This beta oxidation cycle having 4 steps. Understood? Beta oxidation cycle takes place in the mitochondrial matrix. It is having 4 steps. One is oxidation step. Second one is hydration step. Third one is again oxidation step. Fourth one is cleavage step. Understood? 4 steps. 4 steps in beta oxidation. One is oxidation step. Second one hydration step. Third one is second oxidation step. Fourth one cleavage. Oxidation, hydration, second oxidation, and cleavage. Understood? Beta oxidation cycle. In the third step is beta oxidation cycle. This step having 4 sub-steps. One is oxidation step. Second one is hydration step. Third one is again oxidation step. Fourth one is cleavage. Understood? Now coming to the first step. What is the first step? Oxidation step. Understood? Oxidation step. See. Oxidation step. This is fatty acyl CoA or acyl CoA. Draw the structure. Structures are required here. Understood? For this question, structures are required. Fatty acyl CoA. CH3, C double bond, CH2 twice N. N means number of carbons. It may be 10, it may be 12, it may be 14, it may be 16, like that. Fatty acyl CoA means, or acyl CoA means CH3, CH2 twice N, CH, C double bond O, S CoA. This is the structure of the acyl CoA or fatty acyl CoA. You have to draw this structure for this question. Understood? CH3, CH2 twice N. CH2 twice N means N indicated that number of CH2s. So CH3, CH2 twice N. Next CH2, CH2, C double bond O, S CoA. Here the functional group is C double bond O, S CoA is the functional group. C double bond O, S CoA is the functional group. So first carbon, alpha carbon atom means first carbon atom. Beta carbon atom means second carbon atom. Understood? Now this fatty acyl CoA undergo the oxidation. What is the first step? Oxidation. Fatty acyl CoA undergo the oxidation. Automatically FAD reduced into FADH2. Here FAD is a coenzyme. Fatty acyl CoA is a substrate. When substrate undergo the oxidation, simultaneously coenzyme undergo the reduction. That's why these steps are called, these reactions are called as redox reactions or reduction oxidation reaction. That means reduction and oxidation takes place simultaneously. Understood? Reduction and oxidation takes place simultaneously. When fatty acyl CoA undergo the oxidation, simultaneously FAD coenzyme undergo the reduction into FADH2 by the enzyme acyl CoA dehydrogenase. అర్థమైందండి? అర్థమైందా? So fatty acyl CoA undergo the oxidation. Automatically coenzyme FAD undergo the reduction. What is meant by reduction? Addition of hydrogens. So what happened in this reaction? See, this is beta carbon atom. So beta carbon atom having two carbons. These two carbon atoms donated to the FAD, then FAD is reduced into FADH2 by the enzyme acyl CoA dehydrogenase. Am I clear? Two hydrogens attached to the beta carbon atom. See in the structure, in the red mark, beta carbon atom is there now in red mark. That beta carbon atom having two hydrogens. These two hydrogens donated to the FAD, then FAD is reduced into FADH2 by the enzyme acyl CoA dehydrogenase. By the enzyme acyl CoA dehydrogenase. Hydrogens ఏమవుతున్నాయి? FAD కి అటాచ్ అవుతాయి. Automatically FAD reduced into FADH2. But fatty acyl CoA is oxidized into trans delta 2 enyl CoA. You have to remember these names. Fatty acyl CoA. See, fatty acyl. These side steps are not required. FAD is converted into FADH2 by the enzyme acyl CoA dehydrogenase. That is sufficient. No need to write other steps. Understood? Only you have to write FAD converted into FADH2 by the enzyme acyl CoA dehydrogenase in the first step. So what happened in first step? Fatty acyl CoA undergo the oxidation to form trans delta 2 enyl CoA. Same time FAD reduced into FADH2. So the beta carbon atom having two hydrogens, these two hydrogens attached to FAD, then FAD is converted into FADH2. And fatty acyl CoA gives trans delta 2 CoA. Trans delta 2 enyl CoA. Trans means what? Delta 2 means what? Delta indicated that double bond. Understood? Delta indicates double bond. 2 indicates position of the double bond. Where double bond is there? Second carbon atom. First, second carbon atom having double bond. Trans delta 2 means second carbon having double bond in trans position. You know very well, both hydrogens are in same plane, that is called as cis. But here hydrogens are, one hydrogen is up, another hydrogen is down. It indicated trans. Understood? Cis means both hydrogens are above or both hydrogens are below the plane. But one hydrogen is above, one hydrogen is below. That is called as trans. Trans delta 2 means, delta means double bond is present at the second carbon atom. In this second carbon atom, two hydrogens are attached in trans position. That means one is above the plane, one is below the plane. ఇది అర్థమైందండి? మా అర్థమైందా?
Yes.
So,
Yes, sir.
fatty acyl CoA,
Yes, sir.
okay, fatty
Yes, sir.
acyl CoA is oxidized into trans delta 2 acyl CoA. That is the first step. What is the enzyme here? Acyl CoA dehydrogenase. In first step, fatty acyl CoA is oxidized into trans delta 2 acyl CoA by the enzyme acyl CoA dehydrogenase. Here FAD undergo the reduction to form FADH2. That is the first step. First step is oxidation step. Second step is hydration step. Coming to the second step. What happened in second step? Second step is hydration step. Hydration means addition of water molecule. Hydration means addition of water molecule. So water molecule is added to the substrate. Trans delta 2 acyl CoA, understood? Trans delta 2 acyl CoA undergo the hydration. Hydration means addition of water molecule in the form of H plus and OH minus ions. Hydration means addition of water molecule. How water molecule is added? It is added in the form of H plus and OH minus ions. H plus and OH minus ions. So here H plus ion added to the alpha carbon atom, OH minus ion added to the beta carbon atom. Understood? So first carbon ki hydrogen add అవుతుంది. ఈ సెకండ్ కార్బన్ రెడ్ మార్క్ కార్బన్ ఉంది కదా, దానికి ఏం యాడ్ అవుతుంది? OH గ్రూప్ యాడ్ అవుతుంది. OH గ్రూప్ ఎక్కడ యాడ్ అవుతుందండి? సెకండ్ కార్బన్, దట్ మీన్స్ బీటా కార్బన్ atom. OH group is added to the second carbon, a red carbon is there, no, that is second carbon atom. So where OH group is added? At the second position. Understood? Hydration, second step is hydration. Hydration means addition of water molecule. Water molecule is added in the form of H plus and OH minus ions. So H plus is added to the first carbon atom. H plus is OH is added to the second carbon atom. First carbon atom means where first carbon atom? C double bond O కాదు, C double bond O పక్కది. Understood? Not C double bond O, beside C double bond O. That is CH is there, no. That is first carbon atom. Red mark carbon is the second carbon atom. Hydrogen is added to the first carbon atom. OH is added to the second carbon atom. So trans delta 2 acyl CoA undergo the hydration by the enzyme hydratase or acyl CoA hydratase or simply hydratase. Trans delta 2 acyl CoA undergo the hydration reaction by the enzyme hydratase to form beta hydroxy acyl CoA or 3L hydroxy CoA. Simply beta hydroxy acyl CoA. You put beta hydroxy acyl CoA, not 3L. Put instead of 3L, you write beta hydroxy acyl CoA because OH group is present at which carbon atom? Beta carbon atom. Red mark is second carbon atom. Second means beta. So OH group is added to this beta carbon atom. That's why this is called as beta hydroxy acyl CoA. Instead of 3L, you put beta hydroxy acyl CoA. Beta hydroxy acyl CoA. Understood? Beta hydroxy acyl CoA. Beta hydroxy acyl CoA. So this is the second step, that is hydration step. In hydration, what happened? Trans delta 2 acyl CoA. Trans delta 2 acyl CoA. In hydration, trans delta 2 acyl CoA undergo the hydration reaction. Hydration means addition of water molecule in the form of H plus and OH minus. So H plus added to the first carbon atom besides the C double bond O. OH group is attached to the second carbon, that is labeled by the red color. Now the entire compound is called as beta hydroxyacyl CoA. Instead of 3L, you put beta hydroxyacyl CoA by the enzyme hydratase. That is second step. Understood? Next, coming to the third step. What is third step? Third step is oxidation step. First step oxidation, second one hydration, third one again oxidation step. Third one again oxidation step. So beta hydroxyacyl CoA undergo the oxidation to form beta ketoacyl CoA. Beta hydroxyacyl CoA undergo the oxidation reaction to form beta ketoacyl CoA. Beta hydroxyacyl CoA, okay, beta hydroxyacyl CoA undergo the oxidation to form beta ketoacyl CoA. So what happened in this oxidation? Oxidation means what? Addition of oxygen or removal of hydrogen. Oxidation means addition of oxygen or removal of hydrogen. Here what happened? Hydrogens are removed. Here what happened? Hydrogens are removed. See, in second position, CHOH is there. So from CHOH, two hydrogens are removed, only C double bond O is formed. These two hydrogens attached to the NAD, then NAD is converted into NADH2 by the enzyme dehydrogenase. Understood? So beta hydroxyacyl CoA undergo the oxidation process to form beta ketoacyl CoA. So beta position లో ఉన్న OH group is converted into keto group. So that's why beta hydroxyacyl CoA is converted into beta ketoacyl CoA by the enzyme dehydrogenase. Understood? This is the second hydroxylation step or hydroxylation step. First one is first step is oxidation step. Second one is hydration step. Third one is second oxidation step. Understood? Second oxidation step. Now coming to the fourth one. What is fourth one? Cleavage. Fourth step is cleavage. Now this beta acyl CoA undergo the cleavage. Beta acyl CoA undergo the cleavage. Cleavage means breakdown. Beta acyl CoA undergo the cleavage in the presence of coenzyme A. In the presence of CoA SH or coenzyme A plus enzyme thiolase or beta ketoacyl CoA thiolase or simply thiolase. Understood? Beta ketoacyl CoA undergo the cleavage in the presence of coenzyme A and thiolase enzyme to form fatty acyl CoA plus acetyl CoA. What happened here? This beta position, మనం ఏం చెప్పాం previously? Beta oxidation means oxidation takes place at the beta position. Understood? Beta position ante enti? What is beta position? Second carbon atom. So oxidation takes place at the second carbon atom. Oxidation means what? Addition of oxygen or removal of hydrogen. See here, hydrogens are removed from the beta carbon. This is beta carbon, red mark. So two hydrogens are removed from the beta carbon. That's why oxidation takes place at the beta carbon. Understood? Now in this cleavage, coenzyme A combined with the C double bond of beta position. Coenzyme A combined with the beta position. This C double bond O combined with the coenzyme A or S-CoA to form fatty acyl CoA. Understood? To form fatty acyl CoA. అర్థమవుతుందండి? థయోలేజ్ ఇస్ ద ఎంజైమ్. కోఎంజైమ్ ఏ ఎక్కడ అటాచ్ అవుతుంది? దిస్ కోఎంజైమ్ ఏ అటాచ్డ్ టు ది సెకండ్ పొజిషన్ సి డబుల్ బాండ్ ఓ. ఆటోమేటికల్లీ ఇట్ ఫార్మ్ ఫ్యాటీ ఎసైల్ ప్లస్ కోఎంజైమ్ ఏ ఫ్యాటీ ఎసైల్ కోఏ ప్లస్ రిమైనింగ్ వన్ ఏమవుతుంది? CH3 C double bond O S-CoA is removed in the form of acetyl CoA. In this way, beta ketoacyl CoA undergo the cleavage to form fatty acyl CoA plus coenzyme plus acetyl CoA. Fatty acyl-CoA having number of carbon atoms because CH3C double CH2 twice N. It is having number of carbons. But acetyl-CoA having only two carbons, CH3C double bond O. Acetyl-CoA having only two carbon atoms, CH3C double bond O. Understood? This is the beta oxidation cycle. Oxidation takes place at the beta position. Oxidation means removal of two carbons. So final resultant ఏం ఫామ్ అవుతుంది ఎస్టైల్ కోఏ టూ కార్బన్ కాంపౌండ్ is formed ఎస్టైల్ కోఏ understood. So now I will put entire cycle. Wait a minute. This is beta oxidation cycle. Beta oxidation cycle having four steps. First one oxidation, second one hydration, third one again oxidation, fourth one cleavage step. In first step what happened? In first step fatty acyl CoA undergo the oxidation to form trans delta 2 enzyl CoA by the enzyme dehydrogenase. Here FAD is reduced into FADH2. Next, second one, hydration. Hydration means addition of water molecule. Trans delta 2 enzyl CoA undergo the hydration reaction. In this hydration reaction, water molecule is added in the form of H plus and OH minus ions. H plus ion is added to the alpha carbon atom. Or first carbon means C double bond O కాదు C double bond O పక్కన ఉన్న CH. That is the first carbon. C double bond O is a functional group. అర్థమైందా కాబట్టి నెంబరింగ్ ఇవ్వం. First carbon means C double bond O. Hydrogen attached to the CH group. OH is attached to the second carbon atom. That is called as hydration step. This hydration step, trans delta to enzyl CoA is converted into beta hydroxy acyl CoA. Converted into beta hydroxy acyl CoA. Next, again coming to the third step. Third step is again oxidation. First is oxidation, second is hydration, third one is again oxidation. In this oxidation step, beta hydroxy acyl CoA undergo the oxidation. In this oxidation, two hydrogens from the beta carbon atom donated to the NAD, and NAD is reduced into NADH2 by the enzyme dehydrogenase. Understood? Next, coming to third one. Third one is cleavage. Where it is happened, beta carbon atom. See, and చూసుకోండి red point carbon atom indicated that is the beta carbon atom. That is the actual site. So beta position లోనే OH యాడ్ అవుతుంది, beta position లోనే keto group form అవుతుంది, beta position లోనే break down అవుతుంది. That's what is called as beta oxidation. Understood? In the fourth step, in the cleavage step, coenzyme A in the form of COSH is attached to the C double bond O at the red point. So now that gives fatty acyl CoA, and remaining CH2C double bond O S CoA is removed in the form of acetyl CoA. The CH2 group is converted into CH3 after breaking the bond. After breaking the bond, CH2 is converted into CH3. In this way, fatty acyl CoA plus acetyl CoA is formed. So what is the resultant compound in the beta oxidation cycle? What is the resultant compound in the beta oxidation cycle? Acetyl CoA. Acetyl CoA. It is a two carbon compound. Acetyl CoA is the end product of the beta oxidation cycle. Or acetyl CoA is the resultant compound in the beta oxidation cycle. Then what about the fatty acyl CoA? This fatty acyl CoA again subjected to the first reaction. That means చూడండి ఇక్కడ for example, this fatty acyl CoA having 20 carbon atoms. After one cycle, what happened? After one cycle, acyl CoA is removed. That means two carbons are removed. Now this fatty acyl CoA having 18 carbons. No. Now again this 18 carbon fatty acyl CoA is subjected to the first step. After that second, after that third, after that fourth. After fourth, again two carbon compounds removed in the form of acetyl CoA. Then this fatty acyl CoA having 16 carbons Again, 16 carbon compound is subjected to the first reaction and second, third, and fourth reaction. After fourth reaction, 2 carbon compounds are removed in the form acetyl-CoA. In this way, in each cycle, 2 carbon atoms are removed in the form of acetyl-CoA. Then remaining fatty acyl-CoA is subjected to the another cycle. Understood? In this way, so many cycles takes place. The cycle number depends upon the number of the carbon atoms. For example, you can take palmitic acid. How many carbons are present in palmitic acid?
20.
How many carbons? How many carbons? 16
20, sir.
carbons are present, not 20.
16.
Arachidonic acid 20.
16.
16 carbon,
16.
16 carbon atoms. Yes, 16 carbon atoms are palmitic acid. If palmitic acid undergo the beta oxidation, how many cycles are required? Tell me the answer. If one palmitic acid undergo the beta oxidation cycle, how many cycles are required for complete oxidation?
8, sir.
8,
8
sir.
cycles.
8 cycles, huh? Because 16 carbon, that's why you can say 8. No, 7 cycles. Because after 7 cycle, after 7th cycle, only 2 carbon compound is remaining, no? 7 into 2, 14 kadamma. 14 carbons remove
Yes,
అయిపోతాయి.
sir.
సో 7 cycles అయిపోయిన
Yes,
తర్వాత
sir.
ఉండే రిజల్టెంట్ కాంపౌండ్ కూడా 2 కార్బన్సే కదా. సో there is no need for the 8th step, 8th cycle. Understood? 7 cycles are sufficient in this way. So this is the beta oxidation cycle. If you have any doubt, please ask me. This cycle is very, very important. You have to draw the cycle as it is. As it is, you draw the cycle with structures, with coenzymes, with enzymes. You have to draw this cycle as it is. Okay, note chesara?
Sir, can you please again tell why only 7 cycles are required, sir?
Only 7 cycles are required. Why? Because that palmitic acid having 16 carbons. Okay. Am I right? 16 carbons.
Yes,
So if it is goes after 7th cycle, how many carbons are remaining? After 7th cycle, how many carbons are remaining in the palmitic acid? 7 cycle means
2.
each cycle removes 2 carbon atoms. 7 cycle means 7 into 2, total 14 carbons are removed from the palmitic acid. 14 carbons are removed, no, after 7th cycle. Only 2 carbons are
Yes,
remaining,
sir.
no need to another cycle. Already 2 carbon atoms are
The
left.
end
No need
product
to
is
again
already
another cycle.
formed. Okay,
That's
sir.
why.
Thank you,
That's
sir.
why only 7 cycles are required. But how many acetyl-CoAs are formed? 8 acetyl-CoAs are formed. One palmityl-CoA or 116 carbon compound or palmityl-CoA undergo the beta oxidation. 7 cycles are required, but 8 acetyl-CoAs are formed. Am I clear?
Yes,
Is
sir.
it clear?
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
నోట్ చేశారా ఇది? ఈ సైకిల్ నోట్ చేశారా?
Yes, sir. Sir,
Tell me.
సార్ ఒక్కసారి దీన్ని కొంచెం సైడ్ కి జరుపుతారా సార్? అది పక్కన ఉంది ఒక్కసారి.
ఇదా?
ఆ,
ఇది కావాలా? ఇది అవసరం లేదమ్మా. Only FAD is converted into FADH2 by the NJ dehydrogenase. అంతవరకు ఫస్ట్ స్టెప్. ఇవేం
Okay,
రాయొద్దు.
sir.
ఫస్ట్ స్టెప్ FAD is converted into FADH2 by the enzyme acyl-CoA dehydrogenase. ఇవి అయిపోయింది. ఫస్ట్ ఇది రాశారా? స్టెప్స్ ఇన్ బీటా ఆక్సిడేషన్ సైకిల్: ఆక్సిడేషన్, హైడ్రేషన్, ఆక్సిడేషన్, క్లీవేజ్. సరే, ఈ సైకిల్ రాసిన తర్వాత రాయండి. ఓకేనా? ముందు సైకిల్ నోట్ చేయండి. Rajesh, you are there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
సార్
ఉన్నావా
ఉన్నా సార్.
రాస్తున్నావా
సార్
రాస్తున్నావా
సార్
ఓకే 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 ఓకే
సార్ ఈ సైకిల్ అయిన తర్వాత ఎనర్జెటిక్స్ రాయాలా సార్?
చెప్తాను రాయాలి. ఈ సైకిల్ అయిన తర్వాత ఎనర్జెటిక్స్ కూడా రాయాలి. చెప్తాను ఈ సైకిల్ రాసేయండి. ఇది అయిపోయిన తర్వాత నెక్స్ట్ స్టెప్ ఎనర్జెటిక్స్. ఇది కంప్లీట్ అయిపోతే చెప్పండి, ఎనర్జెటిక్స్ చెప్తా.
సో బయోకెమ్ ఎగ్జామ్ డేట్ ఎప్పుడు సార్? ఇంటర్నల్
ఏంటమ్మా ఇంటర్నల్ ఎగ్జామ్ డేటా?
ఎస్ సార్.
చెప్పలేదు కదా మీకు ఇంటర్నల్ ఎగ్జామ్. యాక్చువల్ ఇంతకుముందు చెప్పారు 11 అని, కానీ అది ఇప్పుడు అవ్వదు కదా, ఆన్లైన్లోన వేరే డేట్స్ ఇస్తారు. ప్రిన్సిపల్ సార్ ఇంటిమేట్ చేసిన తర్వాత మేము ఇంటిమేట్ చేస్తాం మీకు, ఓకేనా?
ఓకే సార్. ఓకే సార్.
అప్పటి వరకు మీకు మండే ఎగ్జామ్ ఉంటుంది కదా బయోకెమిస్ట్రీ, మంత్లీ 1 ఎగ్జామ్ ఉంటుంది కదా.
ఎస్ సార్.
So I think third Monday biochemistry exam. Third Monday is there, no? I will give you 2 essay questions for that. One from my syllabus and one from madam syllabus. Okay. ఇది అయిపోతే చెప్పండి, నెక్స్ట్ స్లైడ్కి వెళ్తాం.
నెక్స్ట్ స్లైడ్ పెట్టండి సార్. కంప్లీట్ అయింది.
అయిపోయిందమ్మా ఇది? ఇది అయిపోయిందా హారిక?
ఎస్ సార్.
ఎస్ సార్.
అయిపోయిందా? ఓకే ఓకే. ఎవరమ్మా ఇంకా కావాలా, ఉంచాలా? చెప్పండి. ఉంచాలా, నెక్స్ట్ స్లైడ్కి వెళ్ళాలా? కంప్లీటెడా? ఓకే ఓకే. ఒక రైట్ డౌన్ ది స్టెప్స్ ఇన్ బీటా ఆక్సిడేషన్. రైట్ డౌన్ oxidation. First oxidation, second hydration, third oxidation, fourth cleavage. It is required for our understanding only. Okay, the steps in beta oxidation is for our understanding. First one oxidation, second hydration, third oxidation, fourth cleavage. In this way you have to remember this cycle. Okay, next write down the energetics. Put a heading energetics. Put a heading energetics. All of you listen. Each cycle end with energetics only. Initially you have to give the definition for the cycle, location for the cycle, and steps in that cycle. After that, cycle should end with energetics. How much energy is released in that cycle is required. Understood? So in this, see, you can take palmitic acid as an example. Beta oxidation of palmitic acid or palmitoyl-CoA. Beta oxidation of palmitoyl-CoA. So what is the reaction? If palmitoyl-CoA undergo the beta oxidation, it requires 7 coenzymes, because 7 cycles are there now. So each cycle requires, see here, each cycle requires 1 coenzyme A. Each cycle requires 1 coenzyme A. That's why 7 cycles require 7 coenzyme A's plus 7 FAD plus 7 NAD plus 7 water molecules. Each beta oxidation cycle requires 1 coenzyme A, 1 FAD, 1 NAD and 1 water molecule. Am I right? Each cycle requires 1 coenzyme A, 1 FAD, 1 NAD and 1 water molecule. That's why when palmitoyl-CoA undergo the oxidation, undergo the beta oxidation, it requires 7 cycles. That's why palmitoyl-CoA plus 7 coenzyme A's plus 7 FAD plus 7 NAD plus 7 water molecules. This gives rise to 8 acetyl-CoAs, because 7 cycles give 7 acetyl-CoAs plus resultant compound also acetyl-CoA. Totally 8 acetyl-CoAs plus 7 FADH2 plus 7 NADH2 are formed in this beta oxidation cycle of palmitoyl-CoA. Understood? When one palmitoyl-CoA enter into the beta oxidation cycle, its energetic cycle is like this: fatty acyl-CoA plus 7 coenzyme A, because each cycle requires 1 acetyl-CoA, total 7 cycles, 7 coenzyme A plus 7 FAD, 7 NAD, 7 water molecules are required. After this cycle, it produces 8 acetyl-CoAs plus 7 FAD, 7 NAD is converted into 7 NADH2, 7 FAD is converted into 7 FADH2. Understood? This is the total cycle. Coming to the energetics,
Sir,
see, చెప్పమ్మా.
సార్ ఎనర్జెటిక్స్ 1 సైకిల్ కి రాయాలా సార్? పామిటిక్ యాసిడ్ లాగా 7 కార్బన్స్
Total palmitic
తీసుకుంటాం.
acids కి రాయాలి. 7 కి రాయాలి. Because energetics for the palmitoyl-CoA, no? Here the compound is palmitoyl-CoA. You have to write the energetics for palmitoyl-CoA.
సార్,
See, in this beta oxidation, 7
Sir.
cycles. చెప్పమ్మా.
పామిటైల్ కోయ కాకుండా ఇప్పుడు ఆర్కడానిక్ యాసిడ్ ఉందనుకోండి సార్. సార్, దానికి అడిగితే దానికి రాయాలా సార్?
అలా ఏం అడగడు, అలా ఏం ఉండదు.
ఓన్లీ పామిటైల్ ఏదైనా ఎగ్జాంపుల్ మనం
Only-
చేయాలా సార్?
మనం చెప్పుకోవచ్చు, బుక్స్ లో ఇచ్చింది palmitoyl-CoA కాబట్టి palmitoyl-CoA అంతే, ఇంకేం అవసరం లేదు. అది స్పెసిఫిక్ గా అడగడు.
థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్.
Explain the beta oxidation cycle అంటారు. But we can explain with one example, that's it. See, in beta oxidation cycle, 7 cycles, each cycle having 1 FADH2 కాబట్టి 7 cycles having 7 FADH2s, 7 NADH2s. 7 FADH2s enter into the electron transport chain, they give 14 ATPs. 7 NADH2 enter into the electron transport chain, that gives 21 ATPs. Understood? And 8 acetyl-CoAs kada. Each acetyl-CoA enter into the TCA cycle for its complete oxidation. Each TCA cycle ఎన్ని ATPలు వస్తాయండి? 12 ATPs. Each Krebs cycle or TCA cycle produce 12 ATPs. 12 into 8 is equal to 96. అర్థమవుతుందండి? So 7 FAD అంటే 7 into 2 ATP. 7 into 2 14 ATPs. 7 NADPH or NADH అంటే 7 into 3 ATP is equal to 21 ATP. 8 acetyl-CoAs ఫామ్ అయ్యాయి కదా. 8 acetyl-CoA ఏమవుతుంది? That acetyl-CoA should enter into the TCA cycle for its complete oxidation. Each TCA cycle gives 12 ATPs. So 12 into 8, 96 ATPs. So 96 plus 21 plus 14, total 131 ATPs are produced in the palmitoyl-CoA beta oxidation. But in that 2 ATPs are required for the activation step. 2 ATPs are utilized. That's why 131 minus 2 is equal to 139 ATPs. How many net ATPs are produced when palmitoyl-CoA undergo the beta oxidation? 129 ATPs are produced. See, whenever one glucose molecule enter into the electron transport chain, that gives only 38 or 36 ATPs. But one fat molecule or palmitoyl-CoA enter into the electron transport chain or complete oxidation, it gives 129 ATPs. So which is produce more energy? Fat molecule produce more energy than the glucose. But what is the importance of glucose? Glucose gives immediate energy source. This fatty acid oxidation is not an immediate energy source, but it gives more energy to the body. Understood? So in this resultant cycle, 8 acetyl-CoAs plus 7 FADH2 plus 7 NADH2. 7 FADH2 means 1 FADH2 is equal to 2 ATPs. 7 into 2, 14 ATPs. Next, 7 NADH2 means 7 into 3 ATPs is 21. 8 acetyl-CoA means each acetyl-CoA enter into the electron transport chain, enter into the TCA cycle, that gives 12 ATPs. 12 into 98 ATP, 96 ATPs. So 96 plus 21 plus 14 is equal to 131 ATPs. But here 2 ATPs are used as an energy source. That's why 131 minus 2 is equal to 129 ATPs of the net ATPs, which are released in the beta oxidation cycle of the palmitic acid. Please note down this entire slide. Tell me. Harika,
సార్
tell me.
సో అంటే ఇప్పుడు క్రెబ్ సైకిల్ అంటే క్రెబ్ సైకిల్ వరకే గీస్తాం కదా సార్.
Krebs cycle అంటే
క్రెబ్ సైకిలే
Krebs cycle
రాస్తాం కదా సార్.
Krebs
ఇక్కడ
cycle
కాదు
రాస్తాడు ఇక్కడ
సార్.
టీచర్ క్రబ్ సైకిల్ అడిగితే ఎగ్జామ్ లో క్రబ్ సైకిల్ వరకు రాస్తాం. ఏం అడిగితే అదే
అంటే
రాస్తాం.
గ్లైకోలైసిస్ అదంతా అక్కర్లేదు.
అక్కర్లేదు.
గ్లైకోలైసిస్
గ్లైకాలసిస్ అంటే గ్లైకాలసిస్ రాస్తాం. క్రబ్ సైకిల్ అంటే క్రబ్ సైకిల్ రాస్తాం. దేనికి అది సెపరేట్ గా. ఈ స్లైడ్ ఓకేనా? ఇది అయిపోయిందా? ఇంకా వస్తున్నారు?
నో సార్.
సార్ పక్కన ఉన్న టేబుల్ కూడా రాయాలా సార్?
టేబుల్ రాయాలి కదమ్మా, మరి ఎనర్జీ తెలియాలి కదా. సింపుల్ గా రాసుకోండి. బీటా ఆక్సిడేషన్ 7 cycles, 7 FADH2 is equal to 7 into 2 ATP is equal to 14 ATPs. 7 NADH2 that equal to 7 into 3 ATPs is equal to 21. Next 8 acetyl-CoAs. Each acyl-CoA లేకపోతే 8 into 12 is equal to 96 ATPs. Totally 131 ATPs. Energy 2 cycle 2 131 minus 2 129. ఇది కదా కావాల్సిన టోటల్ ATPs కావాలి మనకి. ఇది రాయాలి. తీసిరే పర్వాలేదు. మ్యాటర్ అంతా అక్కర్లేదు, సింపుల్ గా రాసుకో.
పైన వర్డ్స్ పడట్లేదు సార్, కొంచెం తగ్గించరా?
ఇప్పుడు
ఓకే
సార్.
టెల్ మీ.
సార్ ఫస్ట్ 7 cycles లో acetyl-CoA ఫామ్ అయింది కదా సార్. 8 2 కార్బన్స్ మిగులుతాయి కదా సార్ లాస్ట్ లో. దాని నుంచి acetyl-CoA ఎలా ఫామ్ అయింది సార్?
2 కార్బన్ కాంపౌండ్ అంటేనే acetyl-CoA కదమ్మా. 2 కార్బన్స్ మిగిలాయి. ఆ 2 కార్బన్స్ కి ఒక కోఎంజైమ్ ఏ అటాచ్ అయితే acetyl-CoA అవుతుంది కదా. 2 కార్బన్స్ మిగులుతాయి కదా. 2 కార్బన్స్ కి కోఎంజైమ్ ఏ అటాచ్ అయితే acetyl-CoA అవుతుంది కదా. acetyl-CoA అంటే అర్థం ఏంటి? 2 కార్బన్స్ ప్లస్ కోఎంజైమ్ ఏ కదా, అంతే.
yes sir.
అర్థమైందా? అది
yes sir.
సార్ జనరల్ గానే అంటే సార్
చెప్పండి
సార్ అదే బీటా ఆక్సిడేషన్ లో ముందు ఒక ఫస్ట్ స్టెప్ అవ్వగానే పెమెటిక్ యాసిడ్ కి 14 కార్బన్స్ కి మళ్ళీ acetyl-CoA అదే కోఎంజైమ్ ఏ యాడ్ అయింది కదా సార్.
14 తర్వాత యాడ్ అవుతుంది.
అలానే ఇంకా మిగతా వాటికి కూడా
కోఎంజైమ్ యాడ్ అవుతుంది. ఉంటాయి బాడీలో, ఉంటాయి కదా బాడీలో కోఎంజైమ్ ఏవి ఉంటాయి. ప్రతి 2 కార్బన్ ఆటమ్ కి కోఎంజైమ్ అవుతుంది. అప్పుడు అది acetyl-CoA గా ఫామ్ అవుతుంది.
ఓకే సార్, థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్.
ఓకే.
సార్
చెప్పమ్మా.
సార్
అయిపోయిందా ఇది?
పామిటిక్ యాసిడ్ లేదంటే అయిపోయింది సార్. పామిటిక్ యాసిడ్ లేదంటే అర్కడోనిక్ యాసిడ్ అంటే ఈవెన్ నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ కార్బన్స్ కదా సార్. మరి ఒకవేళ 15 కార్బన్స్ అలా వస్తే ఎట్లా అయితే సార్?
అందుకే నెక్స్ట్ స్లైడ్కి వెళ్తాను. వెయిట్ చేయి. నువ్వు అడిగింది కరెక్టే, అది ఆన్సర్ నెక్స్ట్ స్లైడ్లో ఉంటుంది, చెప్తాను. ఓకే అమ్మా, అయిపోయిందా ఇది?
థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్.
ఎగ్జామ్లో మీకు ఏమి ఇస్తాడంటే, ఓకే వెయిట్ అమ్మా, ఎగ్జామ్లో మీకు ఏముంటుందంటే క్వశ్చన్ బీటా ఆక్సిడే రైట్ అబౌట్ ది ఫ్యాటీ యాసిడ్ ఆక్సిడేషన్ ఆర్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ ఫ్యాటీ యాసిడ్ ఆక్సిడేషన్ అన్న, బీటా ఆక్సిడేషన్ ఆఫ్ ఫ్యాటీ యాసిడ్ అన్న, మెటబాలిజం ఆఫ్ ఫ్యాటీ యాసిడ్ అన్న, ఆక్సిడేషన్ ఆఫ్ ఫ్యాటీ యాసిడ్ అన్న, ఇదే ఆన్సర్. ఇంతవరకే అర్థమవుతుందా? ఇది రాస్తే సరిపోద్ది. ఫస్ట్ ఏం రాస్తారు? ఫస్ట్ డెఫినేషన్ రాస్తారు. ఓకే, ఫస్ట్ డెఫినేషన్ రాసి స్టెప్స్ రాస్తారు, 3 స్టెప్స్. అయిపోయిన తర్వాత ఈ ట్రైగ్లిజరైడ్ నుంచి ఫ్రీ ఫ్యాటీ యాసిడ్ ఫామ్ అవ్వడం, జస్ట్ ఇంట్రొడక్షన్ రాసిన తర్వాత ఫస్ట్ యాక్టివేషన్ స్టెప్ రాస్తారు. ఆఫ్టర్ దట్ ట్రాన్స్పోర్ట్, ఆఫ్టర్ దట్ దిస్ సైకిల్, ఆఫ్టర్ సైకిల్ ఎనర్జెటిక్స్. ఓకే, it is the example for the 16 carbon, and not only 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. All even number carbon atoms follow this rule, follow this cycle. So actually fatty acids are 2 types based on their number: even number fatty acids and odd number fatty acids. If even number means this is sufficient. If it is odd number, understood, ఆక్సిడేషన్ ఆఫ్ ఆడ్ చైన్ ఫ్యాటీ యాసిడ్. ఆడ్ చైన్ అంటే అర్థం ఏంటి? 15 కానీ 17 కానీ 19 కానీ 21, 23, 25, 27 carbon atoms, like that. All those carbon atoms, all those fatty acids are called as odd chain fatty acids. If odd chain fatty acid enter into the beta oxidation cycle, ఏం జరుగుతుంది అప్పుడు? సో ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ 17 కార్బన్ కాంపౌండ్ ఎంటర్ అయింది అనుకోండి బీటా ఆక్సిడేషన్ సైకిల్లోకి. సో ఆఫ్టర్ 7 cycles వాట్ హ్యాపెన్? 7 into 2, 14 కార్బన్ ఆటమ్స్ రిమూవ్ అయిపోతాయి. రిమైనింగ్ కార్బన్ ఆటమ్స్ ఎన్ని ఉంటాయి? 3 కార్బన్ ఆటమ్స్. ఏమా రైట్? అర్థమవుతుందా? సో ఈవెన్ నెంబర్ అనుకోండి 16 కార్బన్ ఆటమ్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్. ఆడ్ చైన్ అయితే 17 కార్బన్ ఆటమ్స్. 17 కార్బన్ ఆటమ్ కాంపౌండ్ బీటా ఆక్సిడేషన్ సైకిల్లోకి ఎంటర్ అయితే ఆఫ్టర్ 7th cycle ఏమవుతుంది? 14 కార్బన్ ఆటమ్స్ రిమూవ్ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత 3 కార్బన్ ఆటమ్స్ ఉంటాయి. దట్ 3 కార్బన్ కాంపౌండ్ ఈజ్ కాల్డ్ యాజ్ ప్రొపనైల్ కోయే. అండర్స్టూడ్? పుట్ ఏ హెడ్డింగ్ ఆక్సిడేషన్ ఆఫ్ ఆడ్ చైన్ ఫ్యాటీ యాసిడ్. Note down, but this is not required for the exam, just this is required for your understanding only. Understood? If they ask separately, then you can write. What is the resultant compound? Propanyl CoA. If it is odd chain, the resultant compound is propanyl CoA. Propanyl CoA having 3 carbons, first, second, third, 3 carbons are there. If it is even chain, only 2 carbons are there, that is also removed in the form of coenzyme A, or I mean acetyl CoA. But here 3 carbon, no. That's why propanyl CoA is the end product. Now this propanyl CoA undergo the carboxylation to form D-methylmalonyl CoA. Propanyl CoA, no need to write the structure, just write down the names. Propanyl CoA, మా స్ట్రక్చర్స్ వద్దు, ఓన్లీ నేమ్సే రాయండి. ప్రొపనైల్ కోఏ ఏరో అండర్గో ది కార్బాక్సిలేషన్ రియాక్షన్ బై ది ఎంజైమ్ ప్రొపనైల్ కోఏ కార్బాక్సిలేస్ టు ఫార్మ్ డిమిథైల్ మెలనైల్ కోఏ. డిమిథైల్ మెలనైల్ కోఏ. దిస్ డిమిథైల్ మెలనైల్ కోఏ undergo the racemization to form L-methyl malonyl CoA. D form kada, D form is converted into L form. D-methyl malonyl CoA undergo the racemase enzyme. D form is converted into L form, that is L-methyl malonyl CoA. Next, this L-methyl malonyl CoA undergo the mutase enzyme, it convert into sectional CoA. Okay, then sectional CoA enter into the TCA cycle. It gives energy. It gives energy. Understood? This is the pathway for the odd chain fatty acid. This is the pathway for the odd chain fatty acid. Harika, clear ayinda?
Yes, sir.
If it is
Thank you,
even
sir.
chain, no problem. If it is odd chain, the resultant the end compound is propanyl CoA. 3-carbon compound undipothunda. 3-carbon compound propanyl CoA. That propanyl CoA is converted into dimethyl malonyl CoA. The dimethyl malonyl CoA is converted into L-methyl malonyl CoA. That L-methyl malonyl CoA convert into sectional CoA. Then sectional CoA enter into the TCA cycle for its complete oxidation. In this way, energy is released completely. So this is no need to write that question. This is, this odd chain is not required. You go with palmitoyl CoA only. If examiner asked specially, then you can write. If you mention, write about the odd chain fatty acid oxidation, then you can add this one to the previous one. Otherwise, no need to write this slide. So this is the first essay question in the lipid metabolism. It is very, very, very important essay question. This is the essay question for the last year, last regular batch. Last regular batch essay question is this one only. Fatty acid metabolism or fatty acid oxidation or beta oxidation of fatty acid or lipid metabolism. All are having same answer only. Okay. Okay, tell me the attendance. Please read this question carefully. If you have any doubt, ask me in next class. Okay, all of you, please open your video. Respond roll call number 1.
Present, sir. Present, sir.
Data. Okay. Data. Today date 8 kada? 8/4/21. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Roll
5,
number
sir.
2. 8/5. Yes. Roll number 2.
Present, sir.
Roll number 3. Roll number 3. Roll number 3. Roll number 4.
Present, sir.
5.
Present, sir.
Which number? Number to
5
చెప్పండి అమ్మా.
present, sir.
What about
5
4? Okay, 5 present. 4.
4 present, sir.
Okay. 3. Roll number 3. 3 is not there. Okay. Roll number 6.
6 friends, sir.
7.
6 friends, sir.
7 present, sir.
Okay. Okay. 8.
8 present,
8.
sir. 8 present, sir.
9. 9.
present, sir.
10.
present, sir.
10 present,
Okay.
sir.
10.
10
11.
present, sir.
Okay. 11.
11 present, sir.
Okay. 12.
12 present,
12.
sir. Present, sir.
12. Okay, 13. Okay, 13.
13 present, sir.
13.
13 present, sir.
14. Okay,
14
14.
present, sir. 14 present, sir.
15. Okay, 15. 16.
16 present, sir.
17. 17. 17. 18.
18 present, sir.
19.
19 present, sir.
19.
17.
20.
19 present,
17
sir.
ఏంటమ్మా ఉన్నారు లేదా? ఓకే 17.
17.
20 present, sir.
17 ఉన్నారా? ఓకే ఓకే
17 present.
20.
20 present, sir.
ఓకే 20. 21.
21 present,
21.
sir. Present, sir. 21.
22. Okay 22.
22 present, sir.
23.
23 present, sir.
23.
23
Okay
present, sir.
24. Okay 24. 24. మా తొందరగా చెప్పాలి. 24. ఓకే 25.
25 present, sir.
25.
25 present, sir.
ఓకే 26.
25 present.
ఓకే 26.
26 present, sir.
ఓకే 27. 27. మా 27. 28.
28 present, sir.
ఓకే 29.
29 present,
29.
sir.
30.
30 present, sir.
31.
31 present, sir.
31.
31 present, sir.
32. ఓకే 32.
32 present, sir. 32 present, sir.
33. ఓకే 33.
33 present, sir. 33 present, sir.
34. ఓకే 34.
34 present, sir. 34 present, sir.
ఓకే 35.
35 present, sir.
ఓకే 36.
36 present, sir.
37.
37 present, sir.
38.
38 present, sir.
39.
39 present, sir.
40.
39 present, sir.
ఓకే 40.
40 present, sir. 41 present,
41.
sir. Sir.
42. 42. 43.
43 present, sir. 43 present, sir.
44. Okay 44.
44 present, sir.
Okay 45.
45 present, sir.
Okay 46.
46 present, sir.
Okay 47.
46 present, sir.
Okay 48.
48 present, sir.
49.
49 present, sir.
50.
50 present, sir.
51.
51 present, sir.
52.
52 present, sir.
53.
53 present, sir.
54.
54 present, sir.
55. 55. 56.
56 present, sir.
57. 57. 57. 58. 58.
present, sir. 58 present, sir.
57 ఎవరు లేరండి? 57. ఓకే 58. 59.
59 present, sir. 59 present, sir.
ఓకే 60. 60.